Hi guys, it's Sunny. So I've had a request to show a ballroom dance competition makeup application tutorial, so that's what we'll do today. So you're one of the lucky few people who get to see me without my makeup. What I'm going to do today is just half my face so you can see the comparison of what each side is actually going to look like, because it's pretty dramatic. It's definitely more dramatic than makeup I would wear teaching or to the store or whatever. So usually I have my hair done or I do it myself before I do my makeup, and so it's up out of my face, but for today I'll just wear a headband so my hair doesn't fuzz out in my makeup and ruin it. Okay, so my first step is I like to do my eyes. And I start out with a jumbo soft pencil in a white. It's quite dramatic, but it makes the difference between like painting on a tan or a brown piece of paper versus a white piece of paper. The white base will create really dramatic colors and pop on the floor. So the first thing I do is I'm going to underline the inside of my lower lid. That would look like this. Now I'm going to line my upper lid. And so I don't look like a clown, I'm going to fan out the upper lid color. So I'm going to spread that out over that whole upper eyelid. And I'm just using the butt of the pencil to do that. The final step for each eye is the dramatic lights shining down. Obviously they hang from the ceiling, create these deep shadows and you can hardly see your eyes. So I do a white line just rimming under my eyebrow. And then I fan that out so I don't look like a clown. So I'm just fanning down, 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 to help brighten my eyes. Okay, my next step is a loose white shadow. I'm not promoting this brand, but it's a loose white shadow. And I'm going to apply that over my entire upper eyelid. Again, that creates that bright base that I can put bright colors off of. So that would look like this. So hopefully you can see that. Okay. And then my next step is a color on the outer edge. Generally, a magenta works great with all dress colors and all skin tones. You don't have to use a magenta, and occasionally if I'm wearing like a blue gown, I might go with a navy or something that complements the dress. But honestly, I think burgundy looks best with almost everything. So I'll go ahead and show the burgundy today since that's my favorite. And I'm going to create like a little oval shape on the outside. That would look like this. And I'm going to fan that across my lid. I don't want a dramatic line. That would look a little clownish, so I'm going to lighten it as I go across my lid. Okay, my next step is I take a black shadow, and this one isn't a loose shadow. This is a compact, hard shadow. It's still a powder, but it's hard. It's not loose and running around in there. The reason I go with this hard one is I don't want the color to fall onto my face. And generally we're going to wear this makeup for many hours. And so I don't want it to look like I have a black eye. So I'm going to put that on top of my lid and to the outer edge of where I put the burgundy. Okay, hopefully you can see what that looks like. My next step is with a black or a very dark brown or a very dark gray pencil liner, okay? And I'm going to line the upper eye and I'm going to go over the shadow, and I'm going to go underneath the white rim of my lower eye. And then after I do that, I'm going to fan it out a little bit, just like I did with the white, to soften that, okay? Next up, I like to do my blush, and I like to do a cream blush versus a powder. For the same reason I like to do that pencil liner. It just doesn't fall during the day, because I do often wear this all day long. So that's going to go on our upper cheek and out. I don't usually even wear blush at all, but it is important on the comp floor because those bright theatrical like spotlights totally wash you out. Okay. My next step is a bronzer. Could be any brand, that really doesn't matter. This one comes in 2 shades. I like the darker one, but there again, there's not a right or wrong. And so I'm going to apply that on the outside of my face. So I'm going to go almost to the center, not quite, and around. Okay, can we see that? And around my jaw. And here's a little cheat, a little trick. Underneath your chin, if you do a little V, it'll give you an illusion of a more elongated neck, even if you kind of forget while you're dancing and sag a little bit. And I fan that out, just using my finger. I have a pretty gaunt face, so I don't like to do this, but it is very flattering on many faces if you have a soft or a round face to go ahead and apply that bronzer underneath your cheekbone to give kind of a more edgy, dramatic cheekbone. That doesn't work for my face shape, but that does work for most people. Okay, next step, I bet you're most curious about the lashes. So what I recommend doing is applying the outer, excuse me here, one step at a time. Okay, Lash Grip, Ardell, all these brands work for me. I do recommend trying the brand before you get to the competition, because some brands might irritate your eye, and the last thing you want to discover when you're on the comp floor is that your eyes are burning. So I take my lash, and I'm going to apply the glue across the edge. Oops. And then I'm going to wait a little bit until it dries kind of sticky and gummy. Okay. Can you see that? I did a little much, but it'll work. Okay, and while we're letting this dry, I'm going to show my lip. So, lip pencil, we take a very dark color. This one is like a deep burgundy, and we apply it to the outside of your lip line. I've seen ladies with very small lips go way outside their lip line. I personally just stick with the lip line, but I don't have really thin lips. If you do have really thin lips, you can go way outside. That doesn't matter because the makeup is designed to be seen from 20, 30, 40, 120 feet away. So dramatic is fine. Okay, and I always use a dark outer pencil, and then I use a lighter pencil. Could be a light pink, that really doesn't matter, or fuchsia if you're wearing a cool tone. This particular one is almost a deep orange for if you're wearing a warm tone costume. Not a right or wrong, whatever complements your dress. The important thing is just to wear the dark liner so that your lips don't disappear in those bright lights. So that would look like this. And then a final trick I learned from a professional makeup applicator at a comp was they would take a loose gold powder and just dab that to the very center of their lip to make it pop a little. And this is a metallic gold. Okay. The lash has not quite dried yet, but I do want to apply it and get going here because I don't want to keep you here all day. So my key to success is I'm going to apply the inner eye first and then roll to the outside. Secondly, if you have small eyes, you might want to cut this ahead of time. So play with the application, and if you find it's poking you on the inside and the outside, cut the lash shorter before you even apply it, okay? While I'm doing that, let me soften my lip a little bit. Okay. Hopefully this is it's a little bit wet. I wouldn't usually apply it right now, but I'm kind of in a hurry to show you this. So I do the inside of the eye, hopefully you can see this, and then I roll to the outside with that fake lash. And pray that it sticks because it is quite wet. And if it doesn't quite stick, it'll actually apply even faster after you get a little bit of it on your eye and let that dry. And then you stick, it'll stick even better. So that's fine. Inside to outside. Hopefully let that dry. And then my final step is, you'd be surprised how much of that shadow falls just while you're applying your makeup. So I take a Q-tip, Vaseline, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of Vaseline to that Q-tip, and I'm going to roll it under my eye to get rid of all that. Because again, we don't want to have, like we have two black eyes on the floor. Ugh, yucky. Voila, and I'm ready to roll. So hopefully you won't share a screenshot of this crazy face because you can see half with and half without makeup, but I'll turn my face so you can kind of see the difference. So that's plain, and that's comp. And I know that the glue is still wet, so I can't quite do my final process, but we'll pretend it's dry. Actually, I'll lose a little cheat here. Give me 1 second. Okay, good enough for work. Final step, I use a liquid liner just over the top of that fake lash, and we'll show what that looks like. And then we're ready to roll. And I do a little cat eye to the edge of where I did the black pencil earlier. I personally don't like to take the liquid liner all the way to the inside edge because it can kind of fall into my eye and then it's really irritated. So hopefully we like that. So I'll show you from the side, from the front, and that little white bit of the glue will dry later. I personally like the clear glue versus the black, although you could do either. Here's what it looks like with shut eye. And that's how I do my comp makeup. So hopefully this has been helpful and you've had fun, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.